Hey everyone, welcome back to the Indian Expats in USA channel. In this video, I'm going to explain the revised OCI card renewal process. So the Ministry of Home Affairs issued a notification last year. As per the new guidelines, each time a new passport is issued up to 20 years of age, an existing OCI card holder may use this process to update the information about the latest passport. The same process may also be used to update the address, occupation, or contact details. There is no need for reissuance of OCI card in these cases, and there are no charges for services under these categories. I recently renewed my 4-year-old's US passport, so I used this process to update the latest passport information and uploaded the latest photograph, signature or thumbprint, and a copy of the new passport. When I did that, I received an acknowledgement immediately on my registered email ID, and that's all we need to do. So let's get started. First of all, we need to visit the OCI Miscellaneous Services portal. I will leave the link in the description and comments section. Now click on this tab on the left. There are instructions on the right. So before you start, what we are doing here is we are applying for you can say this service. So new passport has been issued for someone who is less than or up to 20 years of age. You can also use this process, as I said, to update the address, occupation, or contact details. We can also update the address, occupation, or contact details while we update the new passport details. Prerequisites. So these are the things we need to keep ready. We need a photo of the applicant. We have minimum and maximum dimensions noted here on the screen. We need equal width and height. So aspect ratio is 1:1. And then a picture of the signature or a thumbprint. The aspect ratio is 1:3. And these are the minimum and maximum dimensions. Supporting documents. In my case, it was just a copy of the new passport in PDF format. Also, look out for the maximum size of the images as well as the PDF document. So as you can see, after registration, we are concerned about the second bullet here. When we update the latest information about the new passport, or if we change address, occupation, or contact details, we will get an acknowledgement on the registered email ID. We will be able to see the registered email ID through this process, and we will be able to update the email ID if we want to. Let's proceed. Read the instructions, accept, more instructions, fill the CAPTCHA, click on enter to proceed. So we are filling a new application. In case you already started filling the application and you want to resume where you left, you can come back and continue from the other option. We will talk about that later. So all we need is the passport number from the OCI number itself, and the date of birth. You can find all this information from the OCI card itself. Let's fill it in and then we will proceed here. As you can see, the system will look up the record based on the information you provided on the previous screen. So verify the details you see on the screen: the applicant name, the issue date, applicant email ID, that could be a parent or guardian's email ID, and nationality. You provided the OCI number and the date of birth as well as the passport number on the previous screen. So verify all these details. If you wish, you could update the email ID here. Select any one of the following services. So what we are trying to do here is passport particulars updation. If you are only looking to update the address or occupation, you could choose the second option. Both these services are not charged, as you can see here. So when I choose passport particulars updation and proceed, I will be able to update the address, occupation or contact details. So there are two parts of this application, part A and part B. In part A, we will upload the applicant photo as well as the photo of the signature or thumbprint. In part B, we will provide additional documents like copy of the new passport. So if you already completed part A but did not complete part B, you will see your application in this section, the section titled View the activity for which you are already seeking this service. So you could decide to resume the last filled in application, or you could just click on next and continue this as a new application. Let's click on next. So as you can see, the country and mission are already populated. The system looked up the prior OCI record and filled those values here. So we can't change them, and we don't need to change them because we are not sending any physical or hard copies or documentation to the mission. So don't worry about that. What we need to do is provide the latest or new passport number, the issue place, which could be the country, USA, or you could mention the name of the state. Issue date, which you can find from the new passport. You could also update the address, phone number, email, and occupation. For a minor, you could just choose others and mention minor. No need to fill in employer address. In this case, it is an optional field. So the reason is updating the latest passport information and address. As I mentioned earlier, we can also choose student from the occupation, and we won't need to mention any other occupation details. Let's click on submit. So as you can see, you have a file reference number, you have a temporary application ID. The next step is uploading two images, one image of the applicant and another image of the applicant's signature or thumbprint. So if you are ready with the images, you can click on yes, I'm ready with the image, or you can exit now. If you exit, you will be able to resume from where you left by looking up the record using the temporary application ID or the file reference number. So I'm ready with the images. Let's click on yes. So I can upload the photo of the applicant here, and I can upload the photo of the signature or thumbprint here. So the system has accepted both my images. The size as well as the aspect ratio is correct, as is reflected from the screen text. So I will click on upload. So my images have been uploaded successfully. I'm now on to part B. So there are sections on citizenship details, present nationality details, other details. This is the last page. So you have to answer all these questions in your own capacity. Let's go over some of these. Have you or any member of your family already applied for an OCI card or registration earlier? If you are applying for a renewal, so you have applied for an OCI registration earlier, answer yes. Mention your name. first name, last name, and the relationship can be self. Reference number is the file number from the OCI card. Date when applied. If you don't remember the date when you applied, you can look up the date when the OCI card was issued. The place where applied, it would be a city in the country, and the status granted. If there are other family members who have applied for the OCI registration or card in the past, you need to click on add member and add details about all of them. So have you surrendered your previous OCI card, or was it ever cancelled? Are you holding dual nationality? Whenever you answer with yes, you will have to provide additional details. So when you have answered all these questions, present nationality details, your name and nationality is already looked up from the records. You can mention the acquisition method of nationality. If it's birth, the date which would be auto-populated would be the date of birth. Other details: do you have a previous nationality? You can mention that here. Do you have any relatives staying in India? At least mention details of one of your relatives from India. So the first and last name, their address and relationship to you, as well as their age. You can mention more relatives if you want to by clicking on add member and then click on submit. That's all we need to do. Once you click on submit, you will receive an acknowledgement on your registered email ID, and you will get a file number which you already saw on some of the prior screens in the email itself. You should take a printout of that email when you travel. Thank you.